Happy Horse 1.0 is finally here, and the word on the AI leaderboard street is that apparently it's significantly better than Seed Dance 2.0. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can use the official model. I'm going to show you all the different types of generations that you can do. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys some generations of my own and kind of give my 2 cents conclusions as to what the strengths and weaknesses are for this model, so you guys can use that however you want. And listen, spoiler alert, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that you guys aren't expecting here, so let's get into it. Now look, obviously the first thing that you're going to want to do is come to this website. I will leave a link in the description and in a pinned comment, so if you try to type it yourself and you get scammed or something, hey listen, that's on you, okay? The link is in the description, you can click it if you want to. Once you're here, okay, this is just personal preference, but for me, I immediately want to change it to dark mode, and look how much better that looks, okay? Then after that, you're going to see in the top right hand corner, it says sign in to claim 150 daily credits. Now, this is pretty important because as you can see right here, to generate a 5-second clip, for example, it's going to cost 150 credits. So you can kind of test things out with that little test amount of credits and get a feel for how the model works. But then after that, you're going to want to have a look at the pricing section, see whatever works for you. But one thing I will make very, very clear to you guys is that instead of going all out and getting like the premium one, for example, though it's still pretty cheap, what I would recommend for a lot of you guys is to maybe just get the standard model, the standard plan, and then you can come down and purchase credit packs separately, and in the long run that's going to turn out to be far more cost effective. So that's just a little pro tip right there. Right, so I've just gone ahead and logged in myself, and once you've done that, you can either go to the home page and you can generate stuff right here, but what I prefer to do is I prefer to click on AI Video Studio up here. And that way you can kind of have everything all in one place. You can get inspiration videos, for example, in the middle. You can see the history of your own generations. And then you can see my creations if you want to get the full history as well. But for now, I'm going to break down this workspace panel on the left side here. For whatever reason, this website also allows you to use 1.2.7, but obviously you need to make sure you have Happy Horse 1.0 selected. That's what we want to use after all. Now, this is what I meant in the introduction when I was saying there's 4 different types of generations that you can do. You can do text to video, which we already know is literally just text translates into a video. Then you have image to video, which you can do. You can use text plus a reference image, pretty self-explanatory as well. But then a newer version right now is you can do reference to video, which allows you to do up to 9 reference inputs right here. And then the newest thing, which I haven't actually seen before, is you can do a video edit generation, which essentially allows you to upload a video, a reference video, and then you can upload a reference image as well, along with obviously a text prompt. So those are the 4 different types of generations that you can do. But for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to go ahead and do an example with a text to video input. All right, so I've already got my prompt ready here, but if you're new to this, it kind of describes what you should be trying to include in your own prompt. I would highly recommend for you guys to kind of take after this prompt right here and do timeline prompting. If you don't know what that means, long story short is you essentially explain, you break up the scene into specific parts. So for example, 0 to 2 seconds here, we've got 2 to 4 seconds. This is like a dancer in the middle of a street, by the way. 4 to 6 seconds. It's basically intervals of 2 seconds for a total of a 10-second generation. And then at the end, we kind of prompt it based on the style to be photorealistic, Hollywood movie scene, all this type of stuff, which by the way, I want to mention, anything related to references to do with different IP, like Hollywood IP and stuff like that, Happy Horse 1.0 is far better than Seed Dance 2.0. I've already done some tests, so that's one of the advantages of using Happy Horse 1.0. So that's going to be our prompt right there. It's basically a dancer in a street, kind of like a cinematic type of shot. Now, I want to make clear as well, if you're going to use a timeline prompting and you're going to say up to 10 seconds right here, then the duration that you select also needs to match that prompt. So we're going to select 10 seconds, we're going to put the resolution on 1080p, and then obviously it's a cinematic movie type of shot, so we want it to be 16:9. The last thing, if you're unfamiliar with the seed right here, is essentially if you get a generation that you like and you kind of want to tweak something in the generation a little bit, but you like the majority of the generation outside of that, then you would get the seed, you would input it here, and then you would run the generation again to get a mostly similar but slightly different generation, if that makes sense. So we're going to leave that blank for now, and we're going to click on generate. And by the way, I should probably mention that I respond to all followers on Instagram, so if you guys have any issues, just hit me up on Instagram and I will respond to you. But for now, after your generation is complete, all you have to do is you can either see it in the history tab on the right hand side, or you can click on my creations in the top right here. And the one that I just generated is this one in the middle right here. So if we click on view, let's open it up to full screen, and let's see how it came out. Looks pretty cinematic, and he starts dancing in the middle of the road. That's some mad dramatic dancing. See, this is a pretty good shot. Like, I think it pretty much nailed this right here in terms of realism and how you know how in like movies, how the background looks blurred and everything. I think it did it pretty well. But this is where I'm going to show you guys some of the other generations, because where this one came out pretty well and it looks pretty cinematic, almost straight out of a movie, that's because I kind of played into the strengths of what Happy Horse generates best with. It likes to do the kind of movie scenes, the close-ups and stuff like that. But if we take it out to, I don't know, let's do this one, for example. Like, this is more of like a long shot almost. I guess this is a medium shot. But like, look at this, for example. In the long shots, that's kind of where it gets exposed a little bit. And that's why I would highly recommend, if you guys use Happy Horse 1.0, to make sure you're doing more of the close-up stuff. It's very good with action sequences, as long as it's not a long shot like this. See, like, that did not come out well. And then there was this anime one that I did. If you guys know, always got to be a Dragon Ball Z reference here. I wanted to do a first-person point of view of Goku fighting Vegeta. And so it honestly, it started off pretty well, but I kind of think, and this is just like a theory of mine, but I feel like the longer the video goes on, almost the lower quality that it gets in a way. Because it starts off pretty good right here. I don't know who said die right there. I mean, I guess it didn't go too crazy at the end there. And then the other one I wanted to show you guys was this one right here. This was kind of a you know, a bit of a far-fetched scene in terms of trying to do the drone and capturing the scene happening in real time. But see, that was a bit of a weird scene right here. But then there's a shot that's pretty good. And then this shot right here is insane. You know what I mean? And so you definitely got to tweak it a little bit, but you can see the potential of Happy Horse here. I think it's just a little bit more of a finicky type of model, because that looked pretty sick right there. So kind of to summarize my opinions, I would say focus on close-up shots mostly. Try to make sure it's kind of cinematic. I guess it doesn't have to be, but that's kind of where I'm getting the best results. And then it also does pretty well in kind of fast-paced shots, like you've seen the dancer, you've seen this one where it's like rooftop parkour. It does pretty well in those situations. But if you do still prefer Seedance 2.0, then I have made a video about how you can use that model as well, which you can find on screen right now.